Hi, my name is Ray Laracuenta, and I'm the CEO of Oblivion Software, makers of WeAct. WeAct is a social collaboration platform for activism. We created WeAct about 3 years ago after interviewing a few hundred activists globally about how they approached activism from a technology perspective. We had the hypothesis that most activist groups were using multiple tools to coordinate their actions, both online and in person, and our interviews kind of bore that out. The average activist will use a half a dozen different tools to run their groups, and as they grow, as they scale, the ability to keep everyone on the same page, onboard them, focus on message, and be effective became more of a challenge. So after those interviews, we began to design something that we call kind of the all-in-one activist platform. It allows you to have conversations and evolve those conversations into projects and track those projects across groups and across hubs and even internationally. We did this ultimately because we felt that activists were working harder than they had to, and we wanted to help them work smarter and more effectively and be able to scale their groups. And also for those who support and sponsor them, to give them a better chance on realizing their objectives, their goals. As donors become more careful about how they donate money, especially large donors, they want to get a sense that the group is really focused on an outcome and they have a method to get to that outcome, and they can report back they're achieving their goals. So we in a way, we gave a little bit of a enterprise spin to activism by giving them something that they can use to set goals and meet those goals, learn from mistakes, and move forward. Ultimately, the issues that we're solving with activism is converting enthusiasm and awareness into real change. So we have another term that we use within the group called last mile activism. And that's what happens when people are aware of an issue and you see real change. And that means legislative change, regulatory change, behavioral change at the community level and at the corporate level. And so the problem we're solving is, how do you get to that last mile? How do you go from high levels of awareness, high levels of social support on social media platforms into driving change? And we felt the way to do that was a much more predictable method that could be duplicated hub to hub, chapter to chapter, versus just relying on social media and attempting things that might not work, trying something else, and not being able to share those learnings. And if you go back to my original kind of construct of the average activist has 6 different applications, it's very difficult to harness organizational knowledge and replicate it across an organization now that maybe in hundreds of thousands of members, when you're on 5-6 different platforms. So as mentioned, we started building WeAct 3 years ago in a really straightforward architecture, mobile clients, a chat server backend. We've incorporated group conversations into it, ability to manage tasks, ability to crowdsource. And we're now at a point where we're going to be releasing version 1. I believe this month will be released in mobile for iOS and Android. We'll be releasing a browser-based version of WeAct over the summer. And then some exciting developments have happened over the past couple of months in terms of the long-term and even near-term architecture of WeAct. So for those of you who might be aware, blockchain technology has been a big deal. Crypto is a big deal for a variety of reasons, but it really hasn't found its way into this activism or even collaboration space for the most part. So we're very excited to announce a new partnership with Dfinity Foundation, where we will be porting WeAct to the Internet computer. Without going into a lot of detail and a lot of technical issues, what the Internet computer allows us to do is increase the security and portability of WeAct, as well as decentralize the technology and provide interesting functional capabilities like group ownership, group governance tokens, the ability to vote on capabilities of WeAct. So as an organization using WeAct on Dfinity, you'll have a new set of capabilities, even higher levels of security. And we're really excited about that work. We're just beginning the partnership now. We anticipate releasing an alpha version of WeAct running on the Internet Computer roughly end of summer, early fall. And on our website, we will have information about the roadmap of WeAct in general and this particular branch of WeAct on the Internet Computer. As far as how we grew and our ability to go from an idea and interviews to where we are today, releasing V1, partnering with an upcoming blockchain company, we couldn't have done it through a traditional, hire and grow the organization perspective. We are bootstrapped, which means my partner and I are building this company on our own finances. And so we needed to be creative about how we staffed and when we staffed. And a couple of years ago, I met Jeff through probably an online conversation about what he was doing with Work for Impact. Really, the timing couldn't have been better for us, because Work for Impact has provided us the ability to hire really top flight skills anywhere in the world as we need it. Manage those skills is really just push button. You post a job, somebody answers it, you hire them. The whole process is highly automated. And we're hiring people that we would never have found through traditional channels. Now, I've worked with people all over the world, whether it's graphic designers, developers, copy editors, bloggers, you name it. Anything we've needed, we just go there, post a position, and we get lots of interest and lots of enthusiasm. And I think that's really key for startups, and especially founders who are bootstrapping, which is more and more of the common path. How are you going to do what you need to do when you have to hire people through a traditional model? It's very difficult. The hiring process is time consuming, it's expensive, and in most cases, the work and the capital don't line up, which means you'll bring somebody on and you really don't need somebody permanently, so they're not going to hang around. So if you go into a freelance approach, you bring them in when you need it. It's like just-in-time skills. You bring those skills in, you work with them, and then you're done. And if you need the people to come back, they're happy to come back, pick up where they left off, or start something new. As far as what I look for in a freelancer, well, as a startup of a small company, we're looking for people who are clearly, self-starters, that they're very adaptable to the situation. They don't need a lot of information to get going, and they become a partner very quickly. I think freelancers that have a partnership mentality will do really well in general on this platform and working with startups. Freelancers who are a bit more transactional, and there's nothing wrong with that, I think are not as attractive, because you have to lead them every step of the way as to what they need to do next. And really what you're looking for in a good freelancer is somebody that not only possesses the technical or artistic skills that you're looking for, but can quickly contextualize them to what they're doing in your company. They become part of your company for however long they're with you very, very quickly. And the relationship is very, very organic. I think if you're going to participate in a platform like this and work with startups that are particularly trying to do something in the social good area, they really do need as much of that kind of contextual affiliation to what you're doing as they need the skills that you possess. And I think for me, it's very easy to hire those kind of freelancers, and we've, I think, been pretty successful at doing that over the past couple of years. So starting in the middle of June, check out WeAct.chat, where we'll post links for the version 1 of the WeAct application. Again, it will be available in iOS and Android formats, and there'll be information on the site where you can download it, set it up. We also can help you if you have any issues with setting up, if you just contact us on the website. Later in the month, early July, we'll be launching a new WeAct.chat website, which will be completely redesigned. It will have our product roadmap, and there'll also be a special section to talk about our Dfinity relationship, what we're doing with the Internet Computer, and if you're interested in being on the bleeding edge of that technology, a sign-up form where you can participate in early alpha testing. We anticipate alpha testing of WeAct on the Internet Computer start late summer, early fall, and again, more information will be available on the website. Lastly, just want to reiterate, which was implied, we do a lot of blogging. If you check out WeAct.chat today, we have multiple causes that we track. We try to publish 2 to 3 articles a week, either from bloggers that we have through Work for Impact or guest bloggers from the outside. So if you are a writer, if you have a piece you've already written that's in one of those coverage areas, or in women's rights and women's safety issues, which we'll be talking about over the summer, please reach out to us at WeAct at oblivion.io, set up an account on Work for Impact, and we can get going. Thank you.